What's up guys, today's video is on the top 5 best CPUs for gaming in 2022. Through extensive research and testing, I've put together a list of options that'll meet the needs of different types of buyers. So, whether it's price, performance, or its particular use, we've got you covered. For more information on the products, I've included links in the description box down below, which are updated for the best prices. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get started. If you want to save some money and still get a solid product, we say check out the AMD Ryzen 5 5600G for you, the best budget CPU for gaming available on the market in 2022. The Ryzen 5 5600G is based on a single CCD with 6 cores and 12 processing threads, which makes it a very interesting model that combines a high capacity for multitasking, solid 1080p graphics, and moderate consumption, all at a very affordable price. This allows AMD to maximize the performance based on lower latencies, as well as make the best use of the internal high-speed, low-latency DDR4 memory. The 4MB of L2 cache integrated into the CCD is also essential to the IPC gains these processors represent. All these optimizations introduced at different levels allow AMD to boast an IPC improvement of up to 19%, which means that per processor clock cycle, it's capable of producing up to 19% more performance. This also means the processing power as a whole is boosted thanks to the optimized operation of the processor. PCI Express 3.0 is also included in the mix, and that's a big difference compared to its non-integrated graphics. The caches are also different in this generation, as we have 16 megabytes of shared L3 cache on this model, due to a single CCD with 3 MB of L2 cache at a rate of 512 kilobytes per core available. Additionally, we have a total of 19 megabytes of cache memory with a configuration of 6 cores and 12 processing threads. The maximum operating frequency is 1900 MHz and 400 MHz at rest. It'll allow us access to a 4K connection with support for HDMI 2.0 and DisplayPort 1.2b. As for the performance, we must say that this is a surprisingly smooth, fresh, and nimble processor. It maintains its turbo frequencies with ease, emphasizing all its main elements, a processor with which you can enjoy fast and silent computing. For the listed price, we are thoroughly impressed. If you're looking for a product that'll deliver the top bang for the buck, we say check out the Intel Core i5-12400, also known as the best value CPU for gaming available on the market in 2022. As a quick refresher, the 12th generation Intel Core processors are based on a hybrid architecture with performance cores and efficiency core components. P-cores support hyper-threading, but E-cores do not. These new CPUs can also support the new DDR5 memory as well as DDR4. It depends on the motherboard, and with the new Intel Z690 chipset, PCI Express 5.0 is supported. What makes the Intel Core i5-12400 a very interesting CPU is that it's based on the new Adler Lake 12th generation Intel Core CPU with Adler Lake S architecture, but still, it uses only performance cores. The fact that this isn't a hybrid design also means you don't have to worry about any Windows scheduling issues on the software. In fact, the device has no integrated Intel Thread Director hardware. It works in a very traditional sense and avoids the software programming problems that plagued hybrid designs in early iterations. The Intel Core i5-12400 is a 6-core CPU, and since the performance cores support hyperthreading, it's a 12-thread CPU. The device has a maximum turbo frequency of 4.4 GHz and a base frequency of 2.5 GHz. It only has the traditional Intel Turbo Boost 2.0 capability. Also included in the mix is 7.5 megabytes of L2 cache and 18 megabytes of L3 or Intel Smart Cache. Intel also included its air-cooled thermal solution, which is a radial fan and shroud on top of an aluminum block. The Intel Core i5-12400 processor has a 12-thread configuration with 6 cores, so we're talking about 6 high-performance dedicated cores, but no power-saving core. For the listed price, you can't beat this one. The next product we'll talk about is the Intel Core i9-12900KS, also known as the best fast CPU for gaming on the market in 2022. We're looking at Intel's new top-of-the-line processor for the general consumer market. This new processor has an 8-core high-performance configuration. That's the only difference between the two, the operating speed. First and foremost will be a drop in lithography to the 10nm SuperFin already used in Tiger Lake H, but with an optimized process called Intel 7 that'll be used by the 12000S and H series processors. For practical purposes, Intel has achieved power and transistor density comparable to TSMC or Samsung's 7nm nodes. Without a doubt, the wait was worth it, as we're looking at a very well done lithography optimization job. The 1200KS will be the maximum expression of the architecture, with a total of 16 physical cores, albeit in a distribution of 8 P cores and 8 E cores, generating 16 plus 8 processing threads. Something that remains largely unchanged will be the L3 cache that Intel calls Smart Cache, expanding its size to 30 megabytes. Based on the improvement figures that Intel shows us, the Intel Core i9-12900KS significantly increases the multitasking system performance. For example, using games and authoring programs like OBS simultaneously, the performance increase is up to 84% compared to the 11900KS, or 47% using several Adobe programs simultaneously. The importance of E-core and P-core here will be key. IPC improvements are up to 16% over the 32-thread Ryzen 9 5950X, making it the most powerful gaming processor around. Thanks to Thread Director and its native compatibility with Windows 11, it'll be the perfect moment to turn our computer 360 degrees. If you can afford this beast, we say go for it. Up next, meet the AMD Ryzen 7 5800X 3D, which in our opinion is the best Ryzen CPU for gaming on the market in 2022. This model joins the portfolio of Ryzen 5000 family of chips with the Zen 3 microarchitecture, all with the aim of establishing itself as the most attractive option for gamers. Compared to the 5800X, the 5800X 3D changes the frequency bits, while some overclocking checks for a much larger 96 megabytes of L3 cache, 3 times the size of the 5800X. Also included in the mix is the Asus ROG Strix 3090 OC Edition. This is a massive 3D slot, 3-fan design that keeps the card surprisingly cool and quiet. Expect a big improvement in performance, especially in games. Like other processors in the Ryzen 5000 family, the Ryzen 7 5800X 3D is manufactured by TSMC. Its manufacturing technology and microarchitecture are the same as those used by other chips in the series, but if we stick to its logical structure, there is an important difference between the new Ryzen and its predecessors. In all processors of this family, each CCD chipset gathers 8 cores and a level 3 cache shared by all of them with a capacity of 32 megabytes, among other functional elements. According to the manufacturer, this change in strategy has a noticeable impact on processor performance, as each of the cores in Zen 3 has access to a level 3 cache with twice the capacity of Zen 2. The novelties that Zen 3 introduces doesn't just include the front end. The execution engine, or back end, has also been improved by AMD engineers in this microarchitecture. One of the most significant improvements is that each of the 4 integer schedulers is sent to 2 execution units, which AMD says helps the efficiency of integer operations. We should not ignore the fact that the consumption of the new AMD processor is very reasonable, and moreover, under stress, it rarely exceeds 81 degrees Celsius. So for its proper cooling, you do not need to invest in a particularly ambitious cooling system. This is a quality product, and all we can do is recommend it. Finally, we present the Intel Core i5-12600K, the best overall gaming CPU on the market in 2022. With the launch of this model, the chip giant has delivered an important product in the mid-range premium sector, a very crowded and highly competitive field, where AMD managed to take the performance crown thanks to the Ryzen 5 5600X, a processor that came to the market with a slightly higher price. But now, the Intel Core i5-12600K emerges as a processor that not only strives to maintain the optimal price-performance value we saw in the previous generation, but also aims to reclaim the performance crown over the Ryzen 5 5600X. Like its big brother, the Intel Core i5-12600K adopts hybrid core configuration, which means it combines a high-performance core block with another high-efficiency core block. Furthermore, the Intel Core i5-12600K adopts all the values of the Alder Lake S series, which means that it has 2 blocks of cores, a high-performance one consisting of a total of 6 Golden Cove cores, and a high-efficiency one composed of 4 Gracemont cores. This leaves us with a total of 10 cores, but thanks to hyper-threading present in high-performance cores, the Intel Core i5-12600K can work with 16 threads. Each high-performance core can process 2 threads simultaneously. Here are some of the main advantages that users point out: a more accurate jump predictor, then a new out-of-order decoding system capable of working with up to 6 instructions per clock. Furthermore, we're looking at data execution improvements at 4 integer execution units, an improved memory subsystem with up to 2 megabytes of L2 cache on 4 cores, a deeper buffer, and advanced cache ahead. Overall, this product delivers premium performance at the best possible price-quality ratio. You wanted the best? You got it. So that's it for the best CPU for gaming of 2022. Like, comment, and subscribe to receive the notifications about our latest videos.